Welcome back to the game where if our bunker gets destroyed, we lose. This is Tower Dominion, and it is a roguelite tower defense, and my goodness, look at this. We've already been hit with RNGs not blessing us, so we're gonna have to do a re-roll and get a new tile, which only opens up one direction of the enemies coming, straight down this way. Now, what we're gonna want at some point is an elbow piece to turn it back, but our strategy today is to mass tanks. We chose Tank Commander Barrett, and he has a discounted armored staging ground. I think it's like 33% off. We can also upgrade our Imperial Stronghold. So what we're gonna need is, well, we're gonna need to get some money out here. Buildings adjacent to the HQ gain plus 25% rate of fire and minus 20% costs. So would that drop this thing down to 800? Or do we just want the Reaper cannons to protect us? I'm not entirely sure, but I am sure that these are gonna be our starting bunkers. We've got a sturdy bunker, a machine gun bunker, and then we've got the Mirador here, which is like a bit of a sniper guard tower. And there it is, look at this. Already, Tank Commander Barrett comes out in a tank. I love it. Now first I wanna say a big shout out and thank you to today's sponsor, Warpath. The epic military strategy simulator that's taken the world by storm with over 30 million downloads and a 4.6 star rating from over 200,000 players on iOS alone. And keep in mind that the game is available on Windows and Android. Build the ultimate armory with hundreds of historically accurate weapons, thousands of soldiers, and realistic terrain inspired by iconic cities where historic battles took place. Whether you're launching an all-out assault with tanks and artillery, or picking off enemies one by one in high-stakes sniper missions, this game rewards skill, tactics, and creativity. There are over 300 units divided into 13 different types, with over 1,000 unique modifications. This is going to allow you to upgrade your arsenal and respond to every threat with combined arms, air superiority, and lightning-fast reinforcements, because in this game, you're never out of the fight. If you're ready to command an unstoppable war machine, click the link in the description and download Warpath now, and see why it has such a high rating. And once again, thank you Warpath for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into the action. Oh, buildings adjacent to 4 other buildings gain plus 20% damage. I thought this said tank rights, because I'm dyslexic. Ooh, this is huge. Plus 50% additional supply amounts, meaning we're gonna get rich, and we're gonna get rich fast. But before we do that, we do need a basic level of defense, so we're gonna upgrade to the reinforced pivot to allow this thing to have a greater fire rate. And there he is, our tank commander. So can you imagine, right now we're getting 1 tank, but wouldn't it be cool to have 3 tanks? I'm gonna take this so the commander gets detection. And there it is, our elbow piece that we've wanted, plus a fantastically big, like, look at this. This is tier 2, and it is 7 different tiles of tier 2 elevation. That's massive. We've also bought a little more time for our sturdy bunker to start shooting at enemy turrets. So I think, I'm hoping, look at this. The tank commander even has 2 little guards. Now, they did send a lot of flyers, but I'm hoping that this wave was able to be defended with just what we had, which was true. Commander gains plus 25% XP. Ooh, 300 supply is massive. Greediness says that we gotta get it. I'm tempted to upgrade this guy. Yeah, I think, look at that. Somehow, our headquarters did not take any damage at all. And Tank Commander Barrett didn't take any damage at all either. Tier 2 doctrines are 6% more likely to appear. I believe that the armored staging ground is at least a tier 2. So we'll take that, even though I do want the supply. But I just think that, like, we're at wave 5 out of 25, and that's one of those things that would be massively helpful moving forward. Guys, we got wrecked. I have not enough recon to call in a reroll, so we unlock the T intersection right here, or rather like a 4-way stop, meaning enemies are going to spawn from 3 different directions. But what is this? Adjacent buildings gain 50% damage against shield and air units. Well, there are a couple air units. So if we were to, say, put one of the anti-aircraft turrets, like, say, right here, on this level 1, it would get plus 50% damage boost against air targets and shield. Not something to be scoffed at. But, like, look at this. These tanks are freaking fabulous. Now, what I'm worried about is one of those made impact. It didn't look like both of them. Oh, we do want a Puma position. Oh, my gosh. This is a really, really good one in terms of upgrading your base. But We want this. All right, so the new threats have been spotted. We do have one that is camouflaged, and then we have a dividing horror. But fortunately for us, our commander gains detection. So we can put this right back here, and by default, it's gonna spawn in a tank every 10 seconds, and it's an Arctoriitis tank. And we can upgrade it with the heavy flamer, brother. Get the heavy flamer. Or a dozer blade, which increases its hit points. I mean, does anyone else now want to see a flamethrower tank? Because I sure do. I'm thinking we're gonna prioritize air units with this guy. And then when we can, we're gonna get logistics reinforcements. But like, look at this. We've got 2 tanks already out there. And at some point, we're gonna get at least a third. Naturally, we're aiming for more. HQ gaining 5% repair is pretty big, but we've already repaired. So let's just take the supply. More supply, more better. And at this point, what we want to do is start working this path back. Now, I'm still learning the game, so while I think this is a good strategy, I'm always open to strategic suggestions and constructive criticism. If this isn't a good idea to close off routes, let me know. Because me simple man. All right, so what I want to do is just put this guy right here. Now, we did that because adjacent buildings gain 50% damage against shield and air units, and this guy is going to be fantastic by default targeting air units because he's anti-air. So this is upgrades for the commander. And minus 15% building costs would be good, especially if we can get more tank buildings. Plus 2 weapons? Does that mean it has a 3 turreted? All vehicles plus 10% HP? There's just so many different things that you can do with these tanks. So we can upgrade sturdy bunkers, upgrade the Pumas quite considerably, or decrease the cost of sturdy bunkers. We'll upgrade the Puma. That's not a Puma. We do have the option to get a additional Puma, but basically you see how all the flyers popped in here and just made a straight line straight for the base? What ultimately we want is them to all spawn back here, which would give this guy a lot more time and opportunity to destroy them. Oh my gosh. This is one of the biggest, like, classic roguelike decisions I've seen in the game. I've never seen this one before. Rushed installations. We go from a plus 100 to plus 250 on top. So that's plus 350, but all buildings get minus 10% damage. I think that's okay since we're going to be relying on tanks. Let's take that. Oh my gosh, that is massive. All right. We re-rolled and we're wanting a straight shot. We were not fortunate enough to get one. So let's put this out here. Ooh, what is this? Plus 10 discovery is always good. And I don't think... Oh, it's inactive until we place a building adjacent to it. I know what you're thinking. Baron, you have enough money for the heavy flamer. And we're going to get the heavy flamer. I think in the future, we'll put a Mirador tower here just to, like, activate the plus 10 discovery. And as far as I'm aware, discovery increases the chance of these neutral towers to spawn into the map. All right, so let's see. That tank has a flamethrower, and it is glorious. Oh, my gosh. He's also a little bit faster than Tank Commander Barret. How would you pronounce that? Barret? Barret? Hey, that man's name Barret, or is it Barret? You know, like a little rut? I don't know. Upgrade costs are reduced by 20% this wave. We're about to get 350. And we could also get buildings adjacent HQ gain minus 20% cost. I think that's also for upgrades, but I don't know. Let's test it out. So let's go ahead and take development opportunity. Not that we have a massive amount of cash, but we do have 516. All right, so there is a discount. So we can get plus 1 weapon and all weapons plus 2 range on the non-commander tank. Or we could increase its hull. I don't think we're going to need that. All right, let's go ahead and take this, actually. Minus 15% building costs. And we don't have enough for either of these, but next round, I think we should get the Banner of the Regiment to decrease the cost of surrounding buildings. Because I'm pretty sure we're able to hold here. Wow, these actually things are pretty fast. But remember, the tank corps will protect us by divine right of the Holy Flamer. Oh, yeah, those things, but see, those things have camouflage, but tanks like, I can't see it, I still run it over. Commander gains plus 25% HP. Goodness, that's big. I mean, he's the tank, boy. And look at that, we finally got a singular line piece to finish off this route. So nothing spawns here, it will all spawn back here or here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and decrease the cost of adjacent towers to our stronghold here. And we've got $199, which is about good enough for absolutely nothing except for the Mirador? What does he cost if I put him here? So it's like, it says it's 170. Oh yeah, didn't we want to do this? Didn't I ask you guys, hey, didn't we want to do this, guys? Because like sometimes I feel like you're behind me, helping me. Yeah, we might as well get that. He's like, boss, there ain't nothing to shoot at. There is now. So the one thing I am worried about is we can't control which way the tanks split. So if one tank goes one way and one tank goes the other, wow, like this, we're actually pretty well set up because now we just run over the camo units. My gosh, that thing has a ton of health. Look at this. We have 3 tanks on the board. Yes. Now give me more tanks. I would like more tanks. All right, we've got an extra Puma, but we don't have an extra sturdy bunker. Durandals are cool and all, but listen, I love to go all in on singular strategies. Now, what we could do... I think we should save up for the underground garage. That would get an additional tank spawn out there. So we're about 687. I'm hoping by the end of this wave, based off the supply we get from killing enemy units plus the 350, we might actually get pretty close to 1,500, but we'll have to see. And look at that, man. The flamethrower just roasts stuff. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, but visually it is glorious. The heavy flamer is flaming heavily, and I like it. Oh, this is basically going to give us that 3rd tank, almost guaranteed. Oh my gosh, we had just enough money. Okay, so what do we have? We have an elbow piece. We're going to turn this one back and have it go this way. I like to keep things all in one big line. You know what else I like? Tanks. Spawns 1 tank. Octoritis every 10 seconds. Jawohl, Erikaloin, we love it. You know, I've noticed that I say like some German phrases. Have you guys ever heard of the game Men of War? I used to play that so much that those phrases are stuck in my head. Now, unfortunately, our tank commander doesn't say cool stuff like, give him the bayonet or like, give him the tank turret or something like that, because that'd be pretty fun. We have no, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, we have no audio barks in the game, which I guess is okay. But it would be cool. So what do we want? 10% Puma rate of fire? I mean, I don't really need anything. I just need stuff that gives me more tanks. So what I'm not entirely sure about... All right, I don't think we need to increase the HP of our tank. I would like to see more guns, and then more guns on top of that. So would you guys like to see more guns? This one's actually pretty cool. All vehicles plus 10%? Does that mean... Does all vehicles mean all of them? I don't know. But more guns is more guns, so there's going to be one of our tanks spawning out of here. That's just going to be like an absolute porcupine. It's going to be like the B-17 flying fortress of tanks. So I know that there's enemies spawning, and that's cool. Look at that thing. I wonder which one we hit the upgrade thing on. All right, look at that thing, man. That tank is absolutely silly, and I love it. My gosh. It's a moving tower. It's a moving collection of towers. I could get an advanced Mirador. I could get an increased rate of fire. I'll actually take the recon. And what do we have? Ooh, if we have another elbow piece, we can put it here. Ooh, this opens up, I think that's 3 elevation spots right here. Oh, one of them is a neutral tower. Adjacent buildings gain plus 2% range and 10% damage. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, he's in an awkward spot. He takes up that 3rd elevation height. But we could put this guy here, and he'd be able to shoot stuff. And honestly, that's really important, to be able to shoot stuff. I think that's sort of caused by the plus 10 discovery of the local underground. Yeah, we just don't have a lot of infantry for this. So I'm thinking, upon commander's demise, troops and buildings gain 10%. Or we could just, like, hold on to all that. But what I really want is more tanks. I'm going to get a... you know what? Let's go ahead and get a Durandal. And we'll put him, like, right here. That's a pretty good central spot. If we get another Mirador, I'd love to put it right next to the HQ. Because there's an upgrade track that close support, it boosts your HQ quite considerably. Tanks do seem like they're able to target any aircraft units, even with their primary gun. Look at that. All 3 of them decided to go down this track, which is unfortunate because there's a lot of stuff here. Let's see if these tanks deviate and take that track. One of them did. One of our porcupine tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 tanks out. Oh, we did want the Mirador. So let's go ahead and get that. And we've got new threats spotted in the future. And we want this guy, I guess, like right here. Plus 50% damage and rate of fire, plus 1 range. and 2 if at height 0, which he is. And then we need 280. We're almost there in order to boost that. All right, so what are the upgrades for this guy? Durandal's pretty sweet, man. All right, we're almost here to close support, so we'll take that. So now the base is going to increase in hit points, and it's also going to repair at a better rate. So we can become even more reliant on tanks to do the heavy lifting of our defense. All right, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. Give me more tanks, please. On reroll, buildings gain plus 5% damage. We do want a scout hideout. There are a decent amount of enemy cloaked units. Now at this point, I guess I'll have them go back this way. That would be massive. Plus 100% damage per height level. He's on the maximum height level. Could also put another one of these bad boys right here, since this boosts air defense. So, like, I don't think very many air targets are going to get past this section right here. A lot of ground units will, but the ground units are going to be taking care of tanks. And I gotta see, like, what exactly is going to be the best way. Oh man, that guy actually got pretty far. It is kind of cool that there's a commander that's actually like a tank. I've seen a lot of commanders on foot. The sanction cannon would be pretty cool. Might as well get that. We're at 18. So if we were to put this guy in, like, look at his firing arc. We've got a lot of areas to put him in. This is really cool that we have elevated spots, but it's like either here or like there. We're not getting anything that really boosts the base. Plus 12 weapons? That's ridiculous. I want to see that. I love these little bunkers, man. This is a cool tower visually because there's so many different ways to customize them. And this guy's able to basically hold down both these lines pretty well. And I gave him detection, so they'll soften up some of these stealthy boys. I've noticed that, like, those seem to be the enemies that we've gotten. RNGesus has said, hey, you will deal with the stealthy boys. So we will. Now, the next upgrade is either plus 12 weapons to create a shooting floor, plus 50% damage and reload speed. No, I want to see more weapons. And we'll boost the mirror door efficiency. So what we're looking for is a straight line. So let's do a reroll. Wow. We'll do another reroll. Hey, that's it. Look at that. We created a nice little fork. And what's this? Plus 15% supply production per adjacent building. So we could get plus 45. I would say that's worth it, especially since we have like a bunch of cheap towers. So we'll put in like a few mortars because they're like 85 bucks, even though they're kind of trash. This one actually can cover a decent amount. And then we'll put in a scout hideout. So now we just bumped up to plus 395 production of supply. All the enemy units are spawning from over here. And this what? Adjacent buildings gain plus 2 range. So if I put this guy here, that'd be pretty considerable. And I want him doing big damage. So how are we doing? Are we still able to completely rely on tanks? Look at this. This guy's still alive. We haven't upgraded his hit points, just his offensive firepower. He ran into, like, I don't know, 6 of those cloaked dudes. And he's still trucking along. That's another 2. That's ridiculous. Where are my tank buildings? Maybe the game's like, Baron, you can't have too much fun, bud. We're only going to allow you to have some fun. And the game's like, do you like Durandals? Well, we got Pumas, and Miradors. I guess we'll get an advanced Mirador. I have so many guns. I have so many towers. Like, count them all. It's a lot. We just put in another sturdy bunker right here. Soften up all these enemies. They got the big cannons, the Reapers. Both of them do. Which is one of the things we could have done with the HQ had we not gone all in on tank strats. Now, one of the things that we could do is we haven't used any of our tech right now. And we're at wave 20 out of 25. So we're going to do hydraulic recoils and paleo augments on both of these things. We need 80 supply. All buildings deal plus 15% damage to air units. I mean, that's awesome. That's massive. All right, so the new threats have been discovered. We got 4 waves left on it. And we have 1 tile, which is this. I guess we'll go this way. Yeah, it's like, do we want quad barrels or paleo augments? Plus 3 range. Look at, yeah, these 2 things, like we've already got the plus 50% damage for these guys targeting air. Now, they only have twin barrels instead of the quads, but, like, that's still pretty good. Oh, look at this. Plus 5% recon production. We will take that. I'll put my advanced Mirador right here and give him plus 1 range, plus 2 if I 0. Detection is sort of an issue, and that's cheaper. Nah, we'll do that. So now we get plus 10 recon. I'm sure there's commanders out there, plus buildings, that could have like some pretty insane recon production. We haven't gotten that though. I've gotten all tier 1, like I haven't seen a tier 2 building in a while, man. All right, so let's see. We've got, at wave 25, we got a major breach where the final wave comes and more stronger enemies. Ah, everybody panic! Guess we could put this guy here. I always love these. Simple design. Plus 50% reload speed. Oh yeah, and a shield break. I'm not seeing shielded enemies. So having shield break on that seems to be less effective than roof snipers. And we could do plus 50% damage and reload speed is pretty big for the ammo storage. Once again, tanks just absolutely crushing it, including our porcupine tank. I love them. Oh, the Slovak howitzer. Plus 20% infantry firing rate. I want this. It's a tier 3 building. Okay, we've got... Oh, I can put this anywhere I want. I wish I knew... Okay, I think this Slovak howitzer is going to fire, like, in a straight line. I don't know how far it is, so this is sort of like a risk. I'm going to put it here and hope for the best. Oh my gosh, I got an ammunition. Plus 5% per... Okay. No, he's 3 long! Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Okay. I knew what I was doing the whole time. Yeah, see, look at his firing arc. We can put that there, and it actually does a decent job. Or we can put him back at the base, which is also really good. But this increases 5% damage on a tier 3 howitzer unit. So let's bring in the heavy artillery. RNGesus says, no more tanks, but you can't stop me from... Oh my gosh. Plus 50% explosion size? Every 5 seconds increases damage by 25% and range by 1 until the end of the wave. That's nuts. Plus 300% rate of fire by tripling the barrel. We need to see triple Slovak howitzers. Like, look at this. Look how awesome this is. It reminds me of like some German World War I, World War II, like mega cannons, mega artillery. I actually have 2 of these things. I don't know where else I'm gonna put it. So when I can, I guess we could do target acquisition. Increases damage by 25%, or we could do this. Which one? I guess this allows me to get more of them out there. Wow, I need 75 recon or $1,200. 1,200 supply. Whoa! What is that? The towering fortress stands against the foes of Sarzovo. It houses the most powerful weapons of the noble houses. We've got Durandals, pulses, heavy pulses, M5 rifles, and then you can upgrade it with Reaper cannons, barrage light machine guns, and Avenger racks. What in the biscuits? I don't think we have enough time to get that. And I know what you're thinking. Baron, you could sell that. Yes, we could sell it, and we will. Do not show me this message again. We must acquire currency. You're fired. We gotta get the fortress. This is insanity. Do we put it here? The answer is yes. Oh my gosh. Plus 50% damage against shield and air units just by putting it right here. Oh my gosh, look at that. We've got a fortress. How do we upgrade this? The icon of the regiment, all troops plus 20% HP. I don't think we produce any more troops from it. So let's get lateral reapers, which puts, look at on the corners, the tower corners. We get more guns. Okay, I love tanks, but now I love fortresses. I love that this game has such absolutely ridiculous towers. Like, you don't see this in other tower defense games. Whoever made this game, it was like an act of love for tower defense games. And clearly Warhammer 40K, in my personal opinion, I will never stop harping on that. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Let's get the lateral reapers. Ooh, do we want a man on the wall? A lot of soldiers on the wall would look really cool, but also Avenger missile rack. Sounds pretty cool. All right, so I think we're what? We're pretty much like on the last wave. Gain 2 light mortars. We'll take an ammo depot. Here they come! The final wave! Well, let's see what we can do. All right, we can get this. All right. We've got 2,000 supply, which isn't enough to fully upgrade this. But we could get men on the wall, which, like, look at the preview. That's a lot of men on the wall. I could even get this gun back in the fight. And I could get an ammo rack. Enhances adjacent buildings. Can I put it in the middle? Oh, that would have been awesome if we could have done that. And bonus increase by 5%. I'm going to boost the damage of this fortress as soon as we get 150 supply. We're going to boost the damage by 5%, and then we can boost it by another 5%. And then if we get 360 supply, we can boost this thing again. Look at how many enemies we got. Boom. So we just boosted this fortress like to untold levels. Enemies are still getting past it, which is crazy, but if you look at their health bars, they're all greatly reduced in their hit points. And that means our tank core is just gonna mop up all the enemies. By Jove. Now, one thing I wish we could do, and you've seen this in tower defense games like Bloons. Right now, I want to be able to continue. What is this? Produces 5,000 supply? Excuse me? Oh, produce 50,000 supply. Gets me that. A multi-purpose defensive position. The 2 additional positions can be fitted with various weapons, making Claymore defense money very versatile. Awesome. Tier 3 blueprints are plus 5% more likely to appear. All right, so right now, Bloons would allow me to continue playing, right? To the next tier 2 or tier 3 difficulty, or even just like continue playing the amount of waves. I want that option. So now can we do the tank strategy on 28 waves with 2 directions? I don't know. Wow, this is gonna be very, very tough. All right, enemies are gonna be popping from all over. The key here is if I can get Reaper turrets and the underground garage. We need to get to minus 15% building costs as soon as possible. That's the next thing we need to do. We need to hope the Reaper cannons can hold off the enemies. Ooh, we just got hit by a lot of little squidbilly worms. We actually lost 80 hit points. And we got nothing, but we did get the new tower, the Claymore defense. Oh, and it looks like it's got 1 dual barrage light machine gun on it. So that's pretty cool. Now we can send the next wave. Yeah, we're risking it for the biscuit. We're gonna take it on the nose. We've repaired enough. Pretty much every air target made impact. The tanks may not be very effective. Tier 2 doctrines are 6% more likely to appear, and we already got another Claymore defense? Oh, that's because it's tier 1. While we only have 1 Warwolf, we get plus 10 recon. Ooh, we don't have a Warwolf. We do have a Warwolf. Recon, I think, is gonna be more necessary early. Okay, we've got an elbow joint. So what I want to do is elbow joint and then meet these again. That way there's a big long track in front of this base. At least from, we'll call it the northwestern position. Okay, we can get a Warwolf right now, or we can decrease building costs by 15%. So look at that. The Warwolf is now 255. And we are going to hope we can survive just long enough again. My gosh, that's a lot of troops. Wow. Okay, not a lot made impact, but we're down to 1,360 health. Ooh, look at this. This is very synergistic. And no, I'm not asking for you to invest in my tech company by using that word. Discovery increases neutral towers and neutral buildings every time we get one, plus 15% damage that next wave. That's pretty big. This is also pretty powerful. A lot of powerful stuff. We'll take this though. We have no money to do anything. That's hilarious. We have 160 bucks. Upon commander's demise, we'll think about it. We will think about it. We need that Warwolf out, and I'll probably put it on this giant hill. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. We're using health hit points as a currency right now. Basically buying us time. Gain 1 blueprint among 3 is cool, but buildings HP increased by 10% would also affect our... And we'll get an advanced mirror door. We'll take that. Oof, I could reroll. And I got an elbow! Yes! That's fantastic. Okay, so now we could get a Warwolf and which doctrine? We'll go from 5 recon to 15 recon. I think we gotta do that. And this guy has just, oh, that's a commanding view. All right, send the next wave. He'll soften up a lot of enemies. Good night. We can't repel firepower of this magnitude. What can men do against such reckless hate? We are down to 700, below 700 hit points. Commander gains plus 25%. That's pretty good. We might really need recon on this next one. This is good, but the tanks aren't as valuable. New threats have been spotted, but not yet. They don't come till wave 10, and we've got detection. We'll have detection issues, which means we'll want a scout hideout. Okay, there's no way we can wait. We can get an advanced mirror door, and if we put him here, I guess there, he can cover both sides decently well, plus air attacks from right here. And I just think we need the scout hideout. Oh, that's really good coverage. We just need additional towers to soften up enemies. We're about 50%. Tanks don't spawn. We need an anti-air turret facing north desperately. 493. Yikes! Oh man, Well, you have only one Mirador. How many Miradors do we have? Only one. Okay. We need that. Oh, but I also could use a Puma. Oh my gosh. Do have the recon. Yeah, all right. We're going to bottle this up. You know, if I get another elbow, do I close off one of my battlefronts? The answer is yes. I think we need a machine gun there. I really need a Puma, though. And the Claymore defense actually gets me the Puma for cheaper. It's 298. We might be able to kill stuff off early and get it. I wish I could pause the game. While we only have one Durandal, we don't have any Durandals. And I can't build one. So we'll take 200 supply and a sturdy bunker. This guy's range is downright terrible. So I don't know if this was the right call. So another one of these might be good. We're really grasping at straws in regard to strategy right here. That guy can only shoot a little bit. He's dealing with more of the anti-air though. Get the bugs. They're over there, you noob. You're fired. We can't fire you, we need you. I'm in danger. I need something that increases its range. Plus 10% rate of fire, damage, and reload speed. And this is a straight shot. Ooh, almost. It's almost exactly what we need, but it's not what we need. That's... Oh, I did it. Okay. I wish I could... I guess I could sell this dude. So now all the enemies are going to come from right here. We're going to have like no time at all. But some of them will split, and I dare say it's 50%. I think we need to just sell this thing. And I can buy it again, but put him in a better position. Put him there? Put her there, partner. What was his upgrade track? If I could check their upgrade track before placing, that would also be massive. Okay, I have 152. I can't buy anything else, but in a very short while, I could get another sturdy bunker and put it up on the hill. So that's what we're gonna do. Look at this. Oh, and now the tank. The tank is useful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was so much. And then everything else just does like this stupid derpy track, which is totally fine. We need to get a piece like a straight line or ideally an elbow and just pump this thing and have him go northeast as soon as possible. Do we want Puma efficiency? The Puma's right here on the front line, and this is technically not a Puma. That's not a Puma. Oh man. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, what do we got coming up at us? I really wish I had another piece, but we don't get a piece this time. So what we need to do, camouflage foe, bring detection. Yikes. Do one of these deal with detection? No. That's awesome. We're gonna die. We have $233, and we have detection to deal with. We could get recon here, +2 range. That doesn't help us immediately. We can basically place one more turret, and we only want one Mirador. Oh, do we do that? I think the answer is yes. I want more fire rate, but now we have 2 detection buildings. Tank! We need the tank. Okay, infantry and the tank popped out maybe at the key moment. Is it enough to swing the tide of battle in our favor? The answer is yes. Good night. We did it. We barely hung on. We're at 659. Luckily, the amount of enemies went down. Infantry fighting range, +10% rate of fire and reload speed. Yeah, I think we have something where we only want one Warwolf, so decreasing its cost isn't as helpful. Ooh, no, we don't want that at all. Yeah! Plus 40% supply production. Count me in. We need the money. Give me the money. Now, we only want one Mirador. What I could do is put this right here, and then this right on top of it. And I like that. All right, now we bought a little bit more time for our stuff to shoot stuff from where they spawn. And now this tank, I think, will only ever turn right. So at this point, we want to boost production as much as possible. Tier 2 blueprints are 10% more likely to appear. I like that. Claymore defenses, I haven't found a really good use for them yet. 200 supply is great, but this is also really good. We're at wave 11 out of 28. And you know what? Another, like you put this right here. I think we just want like converging fire. Now this is just plus 40% production as long as it's active. So putting another tower there doesn't boost it by another 40. Unfortunately. Put another one of those, or we could upgrade this one. Plus 25% damage or anti-air specialist. We're having issues with air. But what about this guy? +1 weapon, dual barrage, light machine gun. Or we could break shieldy boys. What are our enemies? Neither of them are shields. You know what? I'm gonna try a save round. I don't know if it's the best idea, but it's the idea we're going for. We can deal with cloaks and tanks run over cloaks. We've basically turned 2 battlefronts into a single battlefront. And I'm gonna take the supply, because I need 850. Ooh. But we've got good recon, so I can have this guy coming back. I guess I want him to, like, backtrack. And then I want it... Well, what's that? Adjacent buildings gain detection in one range. Okay. What's our best tower to deal with that? Probably a sturdy bunker or the Puma position, based off their amount of firepower they pump out. And this one's cheaper. So we'll put that guy right there on top of a platform. Gives him a little more range. And look at that. Now he's softening up those guys. Excellent. As well as all the other numerous enemies. The Warwolf here is able to lay in really, really good splash damage. And we can actually upgrade him. Plus 75 damage. 75% damage in one range. That's really good. But now I want to go all in on tanks. We'll take the recon. That way we can do a reroll if need be. And we're at 821. We need 850 to get another armored staging ground in. The commander hasn't ever even been close to him dying, aka his demise. Look at this. And voila. Now, it all depends. Will the tank pop out the back door or will they all go out the front door? I'm hoping they all just go out the front door. More supply, please, so I can upgrade my tanks. Ooh, that's not bad. It's a risk. Well, it can't give me a tile that doesn't fit here, right? I'm assuming. So it's like, do you want a worse one? No, I want an elbow. I want an elbow. But this is a straight line. I rolled it. Oh, no! And I can't roll it again. I risked it for the biscuit and we lost. This is always a good spot for that weird bunkery thing. You're like, what are you talking about? You know, Steph. All right. If I put this mortar right here, he does an okay job. Yeah, that's the best we're gonna get with him. He's cheap. Nope, we're saving money. What are you talking about? Save it for the flamethrower, the heavy flamer, brother. Dude, this thing, like, we only had one tower that could put adjacent to it to get detection, but I do love that. Hey, there it is. 2 tanks out there right now. They all spawn out this way and they all go up north, and they just decimate the enemies. We have 3 on the battlefield right now. A plasma fence would be really, really cool. Yeah, I want the recon and a plasma fence. New threats have been spotted, Commander. We've got get stronger the less battle fronts there are. Yikes! And oh, this is the first time I've seen these. Minus 50% damage taken from regular weapons, aka they're really strong air units. So we're gonna want to get more anti-air on this guy. I think we'll do anti-air design on this guy. They're gonna be spawning in from here, actually, for now. Let's get, you know, whatever. Let's get the stuff. Let's get this stuff. All right, where's your anti-air units? Now remember, that's coming at wave 20, so we got that intel 4 waves ahead of time, which gives us ample time to prepare. Oh no, the tank went the wrong way. Ooh, that is less than ideal, but we can save up for the underground garage, so we can have like multiple tank production. One went the right way, one did not. So maybe there's still a case for the heavy flamer. Threat reveal 1 wave earlier. We don't really need that. Bastion could be helpful. That would go very well right here. Oh, and I've got an elbow piece, so I can have it come back around, and I can put a Bastion right here, which is gonna do really, really well. But I don't know if I want to spend the money on that, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And if possible, we want to elbow this back and then junction it and have it go this way. All right, here comes both tanks. They're ready. Tanks can also engage any air units. And look at this. This is just like a bastion of anti-aircraft capabilities. I think one tank got destroyed. You heard that, like, sort of like mechanical squeak? How would you verbalize what just happened to my ears? HQ gains 100 HP each time we place a building. That's cool. On threat reveal, gain 1 platform. While you only have 1 Durandal position, all buildings gain plus 5% damage. And tier 2 doctrines are 6% more likely. We have 0 Durandals placed, and we don't have any, so I can't get this and that. 6% more likely at 17 out of 28. Whatever. Sometimes my strategy is literally, I don't know, man. I hope it works out for us, because hope is a strategy. It's just not a very good one. Plus 2 range? Ooh, yeah. For 90 recon. We've got to keep that in mind right before wave 20. That would be big for this platform as a whole. But I don't want to use any of my recon right now. Now, how do I get this guy? And we'll do that. Target air units. Yeah, this guy's super buffed. We basically spent a lot of money on that. And we'll get the heavy flamer. Das heavy flamer. The Flammenwerfer, it buffs the Flammen. 10% damage, that's cool and all. Yeah, why not? Ooh, that's not what we want. That's a straight line. That's also not what we want. Give me an elbow. Okay, this works. Ultimately, I want the elbow to go there, so we'll save some of our recon. Oh, what's that? All buildings gain 10% damage against air units. That's fantastic. I like that a lot. So I could put this guy here and you go blah, 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 especially on a couple platforms. But first, the heavy flamer. And then we'll get increased weapons, increased light machine guns. Dude, look at this. Look at this thing just spit. I love the tracer rounds. I'm telling you what, man. You put tracer rounds in a game, and I'm like, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, look, the flame tank went down the wrong way. The next one, I really need to pump out this way. Because our commander's just, like, running over everything. Oh, the other one went the wrong way! You can't do that. That's illegal. Ooh, some of the... Oh. Whew. Whew. Did you see that? Those three guys going north was coincidentally advantageous for us not to lose. AKA, we got lucky. 10% rate of fire on Pumas? Yep. Now, one thing that was interesting, Barrett died that wave. So it's like, upon the commander's demise, troops and buildings gain 10% damage until the end of wave. That could be good, and we've also not used our tech, and we're at 20 out of 28, so I think that's just a key. You need to do it. Now it's wave 20, so we finally get the floating NIDs and Krylos. Oh my gosh, they're both air units. It's a good thing I'm good at reading instructions. So we've got 1,067. We're not gonna get the underground garage this turn. I think I'd really feel safe. If I sell him for 272, I can replace him for 340 and put a platform. Nope, he's already on tier 1 elevation. Let's do anti-air design. We'll do hydraulic recoils, and we'll do quad barrel LMGs with stronger anti-air weapons. So that's what we're gonna do. So we've got a quad and then 3 duos right here. These are all the anti-air units we got, and we do have the option once we get the supply. Wow, that thing is strong, but he's flying right over our Claymore defense. All right, so here's the tank with the Flammenwerfer. Oh, those things are beastly. Yeah, we're gonna need more anti-air defense for me to feel better about this. You know what we could do is I'm pretty sure we can turn this guy into that. So right here is just like an absolute like crossfire. Missile silos. Do I know if we need it? No. Does it sound cool? Yes. What doctrine do we follow? The rule of cool. We're gonna get it. It's $1,700. My gosh. All right, do we get the elbow? We did. And we get to combine everything here. Ooh, plus 10 to discovery, plus 10% damage against air units. Now that all the air is coming from one way, we can do something like this. Plus 10 discovery would be good. We still have 7 waves left. I've got 340. That means I could put another platform. Can I put another one? How does math really work? The answer is yes. Math works, yes. Now, do we want him facing this way backwards? No, I think forward. So, Anakin, I've got the high ground. And all I need to do is upgrade this guy to be anti-air specialist with 240 more supply. And he'll soften up all these like Cthulhu-looking flies coming our way. And then we'll have the trifecta of anti-aircraft crossfire destroy him. Do we want more range or do we want more damage? We want more damage. And then I'm not using my tech. I want to start conserving money to get that 3rd tank via the underground garage. All buildings gain plus 5% damage per building. I'd say we have a lot of that. Let's get more damage. So we're looking to get our 3rd tank production and then the Rampart missile silo. And I dare say, I think our stuff can do the job. Look at this thing. Oh man, he's just lasering down these guys. We're not even getting many of the boss flyers coming back here. Commander Barrett, defend our homeland. I mean, defend our Imperial stronghold fortress. Oh wow, I can totally buy this thing. Oh, I'm like 53 away. On reroll, gain 75 supply. A decimation possession. Ooh, we need that. We want the supply and the Puma efficiency, because we're heavily reliant on Pumas based off of the number of enemies that are all flyers. We have tier 1, or tier 0s, 1s, and 2s, and we don't even know what the final wave is going to be. We'll probably find out, I think, next. And we got a straight line. That's awesome. Okay, so what do we want? More stuff. We'll produce a third tank. We've got 187, so now we just need to save up for our rampant missile silo. Although, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I like that. So we can activate this so we get plus 10 to discovery. So we'll increase the probability. Each wave gain 5% damage. I mean, that's cheap. Gain detection. This is cheap stuff. 75 damage, rate of fire, plus 1 target, plus 300% damage. So it'll soften up like this one little area. It's not the best, but I wanted to see what it could do. Now we will conserve money. I also was looking to see if we couldn't use some of our tech on. Oh, the Omega emitter is really, really cool. But we're not going down that strategy. We did the super lasers in one of the last videos. The new threat spotted. Oh, I've never seen this. A powerful host. Well, what is it? He's probably like a super beetle, and when he dies, little beetles come out. Oh, wait a minute. The Rampart missile silo might be able to go here, but it'll definitely be able to fit somewhere over here. I hope so. All right. Does this guy have detection? Nope. But he has plus 10% damage against air targets, and he's like fully upgraded to deal with air stuff. Man, both tanks went down. That is stupid, and I hate it. Our commander is blocking the path as another 2 tanks went south. How is he still alive? And more tanks went south. Okay, one finally went north. Look at this. We've got, who is in charge of logistics? Fire that person. Another Rampart missile silo would be awesome. Okay, we could elbow this piece, or we could re-roll. There we go. I re-rolled it to get a single one, and plus 40 supply production. Absolutely, absolutely. What do we want? Only 1 Mirador and only 1 Warwolf to keep stuff doing stuff things. So let's put this guy here. We've got the recon. So now we're at plus 180, and this guy uses recon to upgrade mostly. Okay, but we wanted the Rampart missile silo. The Rampart missile silo attacks all entry points at the same time. The more entry points, the more efficient it becomes. Okay, we only have 1 entry point. But I can put this like anywhere I want. Like, it doesn't even matter which way it's facing. We have to do it. High capacity targets all entry points instead of just 4. We've got 1. 25% damage and rate of fire. Sturdy bunkers gain plus 2 range and gain 2 sturdy bunkers. If adjacent to at least 7 buildings, all buildings gain detection. Well, we'll do the improved system, and then we'll wait. All right. Fire the ballistic missile, Commander. Oh, yeah. Where's it going? Is it going to blow up? Wait, did it? Huh. A little underwhelming? Well, never mind. It's evaporating the tier 0s. You know what might work is this guy. Kind of targets that spot. To put him right here? No, we could put him right there. Huh. The Slovak artillery. Or we could get another Rampart missile silo, which would be funny. Also, probably the best thing would be to put a plasma fence like right here. It would decimate like all ground targets. Hey, that's what we were holding out for, an armored staging ground. Okay, that makes sense why we didn't see too many last time. It's a tier 3 building. And I get 2 of them. So if I just pop this thing down, I don't think it really matters where I put it. Can I Tetris it anywhere? I guess there's Tetrisy. And quantity has a quality all its own, so we'll just pop them both down. So I've got Tank Commander Barrett. I've got the underground garage. I've got the armored staging ground over here, which, oh my gosh, I haven't upgraded. And then I got 2 more armored staging grounds. So if my math is correct, that is a copious amount of tanks on the battlefield. Give me all the tanks, and we still have a few waves to use them on. So, all right, where are you at? Where are you at? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love it. 6, 7. Oh, give me the tanks. Oh my gosh. Okay. All vehicles gain plus 10%. So let's go ahead and like start upgrading all of them. Get the heavy flamers on all of them. I need 800 to get the heavy flamer, brother. I can't keep track of it. On threat reveal, gain 400 supply. That would be great, but we've already revealed all the threats. Rampart missile silo decreasing by 10%. Could be cool. We can always put another one down there. And we get a tile. So if there's 2 entry points, hopefully we fire 2 missiles then. Oh, what's that? Adjacent buildings gain plus 50% damage against shield and air. Wow, that's just like, please. We don't have any Pumas though. All right, yep, 2 missiles went up. Okay, so at this point, I guess we want to like, oh wow, the rate of fire, the missiles is pretty dang good. Dude, that just looks awesome. All right, and when we can, we want to get this guy a heavy flamer. So count the number of tanks on the battlefield. We'll keep it zoomed out. And we're gonna upgrade that guy, so we're just getting more porcupine units. Dude, this is crazy. I've never had this many tank buildings in my life. All right, give me that 250 supply. All right, we're at 50. Oh, a division relay. A versatile building. Its high-tech base can be used to either power its pulse cannon or as a communication relay to request more supply. That would have been fantastic at the very beginning of the game, but we're on the last wave. So none of these really help us. We'll get that because it's cool. And we're 20 supplies short, fully upgrading all of our tanks. So these missiles should get us the supply once they make impact. And there we go. Everything's a porcupine tank. Everything. Look at these things. Now one of them spawned out before we hit the upgrade. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of scary. That's a lot of stuff flying at us. But this is the final wave. I guess that makes sense. I think I got this. I'm being overconfident. So we're gonna put this guy out here. Where can I put him? Right there. Gain 4 antennas. Oh, I remember the antennas. Rate of fire per adjacent relay antenna. Yeah! Dude, the Lions of Ravelski with Tank Commander Barrett is no joke. And look at this. This is all that we used in all of the neutral buildings that we used, including the 2 that we did not activate. All of our enemies, the amount of information you get, all of our doctrines. And we still had 3 tech remaining, which is like, we could have used it. But that all-tank strategy is viable, and it is fun. Thanks for watching another episode of Tower Dominion. Pull the trigger on the like button if you did enjoy it and want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.